Mic check. Hope it's working. So yeah, we are back in the greenery again. Someone was asking me to follow up on as to why the Muzungu is called the wanderer. It is a very simple reason actually. When you look at it,
equal rights and justice for all. Tinka
it's literal. In Africa, we are very literal people. The person who asked wasn't a subscriber, but I'll still answer the question. A Muzungu, meaning wanderer, doesn't mean anything. They weren't trying to be negative about it. Probably spiritual, but it was more literal. I mean, look at all the Muzungu that are in Africa right now. All of them are tourists.
Both reasons. The boss here, Mr. Hubbard, politely speaking, supervises the final packing. Loading the many wagons of a safari is a tough job. And when these oxen pull you slowly but surely away from civilization, there's no corner drugstore to replace the toothbrush you left behind. And if Mrs. Hubbard forgets safety pins for the youngsters' underthings, well, there isn't even a Mahatma Gandhi to lend you a spare. This African Pullman is transportation deluxe for Mother Hubbard and her brood. Taking 2 babies on this trip requires courage and careful planning. All set, the safari moves forward. 156 oxen hauling 10 wagons. Mr. Hubbard mounts his stallion. Kaplunk! The little lady's been reducing. The wagons are loaded with food and equipment for a long exile from civilization, and also many tons of barter, salt principally. A native will exchange a couple of his wives for a pound of it, and throw in a few mother-in-laws for good measure.
The ones who decide to put roots down are the ones who are not really called Muzungu, because in the beginning, before the colonial days started, all they would do was wander. There were 2 types of Muzungu, 3 types I think. Missionaries, explorers, and then the ones who wanted minerals and all they wanted, but all of them, all they would do was wander about the place. And you know, African people were very literal. If they had come and started digging, maybe we would have called them the diggers. But no, they had to come and start wandering and looking for things, looking for people to talk to. So we call them wanderers. Muzungu is a black wanderer, or a local tourist, as we would say. It might be a Lusoga or Luganda word, but I know it's Bantu. Muzungu is black, or Muzungu is white. Because Abazungu, for them, from beginning of time, ever since our ancestors first interacted with them, all they do is wander. If they had come and started maybe flying around the place, or riding horses, or riding cattle, or milking the cattle, or eating the cattle, we would have called them the cattle eaters or the cattle herdsmen. Something different, but all we know is that the black people in the diaspora, for them their ancestors called them ghosts. That was derogatory, but for us, Muzungu wasn't supposed to be derogatory. It was only supposed to be descriptive. People who wander around the country and never settle and put down roots. That's the definition of Muzungu.